A story that I found in the local paper where I live in Orange County, California, the Register, says, and this isn't just around here, this is a nationwide thing, but it says that all the recyclables, it's going in the dump. And I know from history that our state was probably one of the first to start trying to separate trash from recyclables and offering two different cans. Like our color for cans is black for trash, green for recycling, and a tan color for yard waste. So, because the way it used to be was you just had a trash can, all that shit went in the same can, didn't matter. And so we tried for decades, and it like almost, I don't say finally, it's been, a while. Most people understand that we need to separate the garbage into two different, groups, recyclables and non. But it took a long time for us to get into that habit of doing recycling. And you're like, now that you read this, you're all, of course, of course. So the main reasoning is because what we used to do was we used to send all those recyclables to China. They'd clean them up, they'd do whatever, and then make some stuff out of it, I guess. And now they're not taking anymore. I guess because what we give them is too dirty or too hard to clean, not profitable, whatever the case is. So what's happening is what used to go to our recycling center, the people that take it there in the trash trucks, they'd say to them, well, yeah, we'll take it, but now we're going to charge you like 3 or 4 times more than we ever used to. And they're like, no. So they go take it right to the nearest landfill. So now it doesn't matter. It's if you had, in our case, 2 black colored trash cans, they both end up in the same place. It doesn't matter. And it's like, well, what was the point of recycling? I mean, I know for the whole time there was actually an actual recycling program going on, but right now people are still doing the same thing. We still are because it's a habit now. It's what we do. But all that shit's ending up in the trash. So really what it goes to show you is that it's a systemic problem that needs a huge answer, a big, solution to it. And no amount of, hey, you doing your part of recycling a little bit here and there is going to get us out of this problem. What we need, in my opinion, is we need federal government research and development in order to come up with biodegradable materials, usually made out of cellulose, because the stuff that we use for packaging and wrapping stuff in that cellophane type plastic, that stuff never goes away. That just stays for millennia. And, we need stuff that biodegrades not the minute necessarily that it hits the ground, but within a few years' time. So, but the problem ends up being making the product, and that's where the research and development needs to come in, where we find something that'll remain shelf stable for a few years at least, waiting to be used or consumed. And then by the time it does hit the landfill or wherever, it biodegrades within a few years. So and any of these assholes out there that keep up with let private industry and all this, that's what needs to happen. And that's, the entrepreneurs. Well, guess what? It would have happened by now. We've had this problem for decades that we need to have stuff that's more biodegradable. But clearly they don't feel the need to do any of that because they don't make money hand over fist. But guess what? It's getting to be a problem that needs to be solved, regardless of how much money you're going to make doing it. So that's where the government needs to step in. And we need to have a program that comes up with these products and then, all right, yeah, then companies can then sell later on. But for now, we got to create this actual product that gets rid of all the petroleum-based plastics that we use to just dispose of in shipping and packaging and all these other things that really they don't need to be made out of petroleum-based plastics anymore. So it just sucks. Yet another thing that, man, we were so close. We were doing our part, thinking we were all making the planet a better place and all that rah-rah shit. No. And you get slapped back down to reality and realize, yeah, well, all that stuff's going in the same place that the trash goes. So now we got to go back to the drawing board and find out a new plan how to deal with this problem.